All right, folks, there has been lots going on, probably behind the scenes. I don't know if you've actually seen any of it yet or not, but anyways, we are back to working on this one. It's been a little bit, for me anyways. I've done a little bit of trimming on this bumper. I was trying to fit it in. I want the bumper to fit fairly tight to the body. But the problem is the lower part of the bumper sits like up here. So I kind of want to get it to here. That gets this flat plate part just even to where stock should be, I guess, or somewhere in that range. Like I'd like it to get it at least flush with this and not above it. Like in that range. So anyways, I've been trimming away. Looks like I'm just gonna have to remake the plates for the most part. I'm gonna cut these suckers just straight there, and then we'll just scab some more plate inside when we weld everything up. Like we'll end up welding it back on. That's how it was. That's how it's going to be. But I want to tuck it up as much as I can. Still get the room for the winch and whatnot. I don't know how far the winch went, so I'm going to just pretend that this is my stopping point. I want to tuck it under. Right now I got it to about there. I want to get another inch back, but it's sitting too high. So anyways, I am going to just basically blitz this thing straight down. That should get us in the ballpark of where I want it. We'll test fit, see where we go. From there, we are going to start doing a bit of stuff on the inside. We'll get that heater mounted up right. I've kind of thrown the seat loosely in. Probably explained this before, but I got the seat loosely in. It's going to be, I think this is about the height that I like. So I'm going to have to make we're going to have to build some brackets for them. They need to be done. Trucker Bob sent me a bunch of stuff. So we actually got some grip tape. So we'll stick some of that down because we have now. I wasn't going to, but this will work good. So we got a bunch of those. We'll stick a few of them in there. Our heater, we have to work on the vents up top. This part is not hooked up in the middle. We'll make something for that quick. And below here, because this vent is not open outside, we're going to cut that open so we can build something here where the heater gets fresh air from the outside, which helps the windows all defrost nicely in the winter. I'm trying to source another heater. I want one under the seat to blow at my feet. This thing has heat and whatever, but I feel if I can get that thing to dedicate it to just smoking the windows clean, defrost in the winter, I'll just have a second one to keep my feet warm. We'll have to do some weather seals and stuff like that in here, but yeah. Very cool. Anyways, first thing we're going to play with is this bumper. Let's get that thing kind of where I want it, and then we'll figure a way to brace it and support it all in place. Once I have it rough fitting, I'm probably going to just scuff this and shoot this with something because the bumper is not going to be very removable after. So we will hit it with some kind of paint. That way when we decide to paint the truck something down the road here, we don't have to dig into these spots. We can make it pretty easy. Anyways, let's get going. Well, we got the bumper about where I want. There's been a lot more cutting than I thought involved, judging by the pile down there. The bumper's, I'm pretty sure, is level. I'll have to measure up some stuff yet. The bumper has a tweak in this corner because it kind of comes up a little bit. But anyways, if you go up to the valence, we are pretty even here. I could tuck it back more, but I'm okay with this. I don't need the winch. I don't need to cut into this for the winch or anything like that. At least I don't really want to, because I don't need this tucked. I'm not too worried. Like, it's got a good distance. So everything's good here, except over here it seems kind of high. I know you can't tell, but this thing I know has a twist in it that I can tell. It kind of goes here and then it comes up. So this needs to be walked down. I'm going to get all my everything kind of lined up everywhere. We are going to blaze the crap out of everything. And I'll probably cut the tops off, re-drill and tap for some bolts. We can square these up. I'll be able to get in there and paint stuff that I need. When it comes time for the winch, we can, you know, there's plenty of room. Some fellers like it that you get this bumper tucked in more and you actually cut this out for the winch, but I'm not too worried. This is not crazy away from the truck. It kind of looks the part with the rest of the truck, even though it's not the same as the original bumper. It's got the right look. That's all I'm saying. So we've cut a lot of the plate away, the structure. We're going to have to build. I'm going to basically just weld it on like it was. It's not going to bolt on, which is fine. So anyway, I'm going to mess with that some more. Like I say, take these off eventually. Then I'll be able to paint the front. So I'm not too worried about throwing paint on it right now. I'm going to like start tacking and plating all the bits in there. Make sure I am square off the bottom of the frame. I don't know. I'll find some way to make sure the measure and make sure this stuff's straight. But yeah, I don't know. Fits the part. Well, this bumper proved to be a bit of a challenge. It is far from perfect, but it'll do for what it is. It still has some crazy tweak to it, something. I don't know. Not too worried about it. If I don't point it out, I don't think anybody's going to notice. So that's the... I have that habit of doing that, but in the end... I mean, you look, you can see this thing. Either it was welded wrong or something. It kind of goes up. It's super flimsy. Because you're watching me, I like where this is sitting out, so I was leaving that. So I ended up bending these in. So now there's a tighter gap up in the fender, which is okay. But it caused things to go weird. You were seeing me cut these down, so I opened up the gaps on there. But up here now, it's not very square. Like now it kind of went in instead of being straight up. I could fix it, but I don't really care enough. Once the winch is on there and there's some stuff, if it bugs me, I'll just cut it straight. I'll have to make some kind of a mount here. Like this one should technically be longer now. Whatever. It's fine. Just a bumper. Especially this thing. This is very flimsy, these ends. There's a bracket to tie into the frame, which I'm probably going to try to do later. I'll do it when it gets on the hoist, because I've burned this bumper to the front of the frame. There's, you've probably seen earlier on, there was a mount going further back. So I'm going to tie that into the frame as well. So it'll be strong as heck. Anyways, we're trying to tie up a whole bunch of loose ends right now. So the next thing is on my list, because I haven't done it, were these tabs to hold the inner fenders. So we're gonna stick those on both sides. We're gonna burn those in. Then we can kind of call that done. The lower fenders had a mount somewhere. I can't remember where. I might have to look on my old videos, but this tied in somewhere. I don't know where. I think if I find, oh, up here. It tied in up here, and I don't know, it went to something that might not be there. We'll tie it in up here, and we'll just weld it to something back there. Should be fine. I mean, I don't know if it actually needs it, but it did have it, so I'll just put it back on there. Under here, you can't see. We have our wires sitting, but we got to tie that up. But I think I'm going to start making a list. I'm starting to get close to that on top of things I have to do. So I think amongst the first of them is a windshield. And then clean up the wiring. We'll call it headlights. That might make sense to me. I don't know. We'll just keep doodling stuff on there as it comes up. I do Sharpie. Doesn't really matter. This window's like garbage. It's gonna get thrown out, but yeah. I mean, I could do that right now, but I don't want to do that, and I'm gonna forget after I start welding those other things in, and I do those brackets, and then I'll guarantee I'll already get sidetracked on something else and forget all about that. So we start making a little list of things to check off. Like, you know, if I look at it, I got to replace the wiper blades. I guess this list will be no darn good to me, but when I change the windshield, but we could always keep the windshield lying around. It's like a nice Sharpie board. All right, let's start working on those tabs down there, fender braces, and then we'll see where we get. Maybe we'll start doing some stuff inside the cab. I'm not sure. We might just cardboard CAD up our lower brackets for the seat, and then we can tomorrow cut them out or something. But first things first, one thing at a time. Let's tie up some loose ends here. All right. So we got that welded in. We got the inner brace in. I still haven't addressed that. I tried to push this through, but I realized my slip is stuck. So I sprayed some lube on there. Hopefully I can get that in. Otherwise, I'm either going to heat it up so the slip works, or I'll just drop the steering column. Because I got my seals and stuff for this, to which I tried prying on, which just started making everything ooze out of here. So we'll see if the pickling works on the shaft. I got a new seal we'll put in tomorrow. Like I say, the slip is not happy. It's not working, so hopefully if we pickle it, it'll work. If not, I think a little bit of torch work. We can probably pop that wobble joint off, and then we can kind of stab in the new seal. Our bumper is good enough. We got to do, like I say, more welding, but I'll wait till it's on the hoist. We'll touch that all up. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna call it an early night. I think that's about as far as I'm gonna get on this thing. Tomorrow is a new day. The next thing, just because we got some good weather, this particular Dodge has the right hoist that I want. So I think I'm gonna take the cylinder and the mechanism off of there. I'll probably just drive it in. Then we will, I'll just cut that off. Then I can set it to the side. Got to take advantage of the good weather when we can here. So, right, buddy? We've kind of stripped down this chassis a little bit. I just need to get the motor and stuff out, but price of scrap went down, so I'm kind of like just gonna set this off to the side for now. We will look at it, be next year's project, I guess, when the price goes back up. The only thing good on it yet is just this transmission, because it's like a 200R. It's got the dual bolt pattern, so it's got that Buick Pontiac Olds, and then it's got the small block Chevy one. So we'll keep that. Stuff's getting hard to come by. Anyways, first step we'll do quickly is, yes, get this thing into the shop. I'm going to cut some stuff off of it just so I have my hoist mechs for this thing, and then I guess we'll start working a little bit on the inside. Not too happy. We're gonna go park it in the row. Oh well, I guess that's where it sits. Pretty stuck. We are stuck in some old rut there. Anywho, I am gonna go in there. We're gonna pull the, what do you call it? We're gonna drain the water out of the motor and the radiator. I'll come back with the tractor after and kind of just pop it out of this spot in case we want to do this, something with this truck later. Well, unfortunately, I went through all that, and the seal doesn't fit. So this is the old one, which I completely murdered while I was taking it out. I was reading up stuff, trying to loosen this and do whatever, and then I realized everybody's taking this off to swap the seal, when really all a feller's got to do is, I ran a screw in and I pulled off this dust seal, to which I guess she's not getting another one of these after. But anyways, this seal pops in. All I did was kind of poke this into the side of it and then rip the seal out. So I didn't have to take the whole darn pump apart. Anyways, I don't think I got anything onto the shaft. I was blowing it off, cleaning it, so we should be good. Unfortunately, I've just had to order this the shaft, so it's kind of like, or the seal. So it's going to be a few days before I can actually put the pump back together. So, oh well, we'll just continue with our murdered mess under there, and just is what it is. Can't do much about it. Anyways, we will just move on then, and let's start working on my seat. It's about all I can do, I guess. So initial idea, I like the height. We do have holes in the floor and up here to bolt the seat down, so I'm thinking we'll try to integrate those. These rails have been cut, so we're just gonna modify these. We'll probably run them down to the side here. It'll kind of come off to the side, and then from there we'll make a cross brace with a flat piece that we can bolt. That's, I think, very loosely my plan. We'll see how I stick to that. I gotta sit in there just to make sure there's enough support in case I have to kick the seat up a bit. But yeah, we will start farting around with that, and then we're gonna design up some side plates there for this thing. All right, we tack welded all this stuff up. This is all pretty good. I like where it's going. You can tell, well, we had to weld up the other side. You can see there's a big weird thing in there. I don't know, I can't get it straight. Well, I could. I put a bolt through the bottom, a carriage bolt, so it's kind of high in the center. Not too concerned about it. It'll probably pull itself straight when the seat's on. This thing was attached under the seat, so I'm going to have to like shorten this cable up so it can do like a straight pull. And it needs a spring going to the back yet, so that side will work. Before it was broken, so the one side of the seat adjusts and the other side would like flop around. So that is done. Up here we can see we got 2 bolts right here. So what I'm thinking of doing is like the whole front structure was cut out of this seat. I tack some 1 by 1 so I can kind of build the inner structure with the seat off. Then when we bolt it up, we can go in and actually hit all these holes. So we're going to build a small, or have something here so we rest on the floor, like a piece of flat bar or something. And then I want to build a triangle something to skin back here. Boom, we'll bolt it on. It'll weld to the side here. That'll be the back. In the front here, we're gonna go like I'll come off the front. We'll come down flat with an angle, and then we can bolt the seat this way, and it'll give the seat some side to side strength again after. Because right now, if I was to just bolt it on the bottom, it's just gonna wiggle on these flat plates. So anyways, we're gonna come up with a plan. We'll figure it out. Doesn't sound like I know what I'm doing yet, but I do. Or at least I got an idea. Now comes the struggle because I realized I bent these the wrong way. Oh man, that always happens. It's a whole lot of suck. Might end up cutting them off. Because I don't know if it's going to like bending 2 ways. Well, that actually bent like a lot easier than I thought. Whoops. All right. Well, that's not too bad. See if we can get 2 for 2 here. Yeah, see how that works. Well, it's Thursday night. Everybody's kind of buggered off. I'm getting into the weird beers, but we are full on. This is like a heavy frame at this point. So we got everything tacked together. We're good to go. Yeah. It's working, but slowly. It's not fitting as nice as I wanted, but I think once we sandwich everything in place, we're all going to be good everywhere. So, let's continue the weld-a-thon, add a bit of paint to everything, and then we will bolt this in. This is actually taking a lot longer than I thought. I did the speed holes because when you come into the truck, these are going to look like nice when you see it. I feel I should have added some to the front, even though you can't see it. Just would have been, I don't know, would have been nicer than the blank slates that I did over here, but whatever. We're going to fill everything with some weld and splash a little bit of paint on it, and then we're going to test fit it inside the truck. I'm going to actually do a quick test fit. These two, these mounts up in the front, they actually line up with the original holes that are in there. These, I didn't line up with them because they would have actually had to been like huge mounts. And I just decided that, well, I don't really care. So we're going to weld this up. I'm going to punch 2 holes really quick. Then we're going to bolt this to the seat frame. And, well, I'm going to finish welding. We're going to splash some paint. I'm going to let it sit. Then we're going to bolt it to the seat. And then we can actually bolt it into the truck. Well, will I do it tonight? I don't know for sure. But for the most part, we're going to get everything welded, painted. And then we might actually test fit, punch these couple holes really quick. And then tomorrow we're going to revisit it, bolt it, and we will put the seat into the truck anyways. That's kind of the plan. Yeah. Anyways, let's commence the weld-a-thon that's about to happen here. remote's giving me a little grief. We'll deal with it after. Oh. A little far back. Cone adjuster's not great. It goes, but doesn't quite do what I want it to do. Well, now that's nice. Still gotta do my gas pedal thing because it feels like I'm sitting over here doing my thing. Somebody did mention this is like a Ford pedal. I don't know. Might have one. Might change it, but yeah, I like it. Feels good. Well, folks, we did not get as far as I thought I would in this video, but we at least got the seat done. Give you a little bit of light. So that's the finished product. Up in the front, we got our mounts up there. I had to beat down here a little bit because I didn't like it sticking up. So anyways, that's done. It does all the motions and it goes up and down. I haven't fully bolted it down. I just bolted the front down. I want to, well, now that it's in, I kind of notice it's going to be in the way of the 4x shifter, so we'll have to do some tricky stuff with that thing. Didn't get anything else done that I wanted to do, unfortunately. But we, I don't know, it's progress. We got the seat in, we got the bumper on. It still needs some more welding, but it's good. Like, it'll be fine. I basically just want to get on the hoist and then I can do some more gusseting and stuff. I believe, Frank, if you're watching, you telling me you got a winch. I might be hitting you up for that yet. What are we doing? I guess that's where we're going to leave this one. Next round, I guess I want to plan to at least try to get the interior all done. Get that matting down in there and stuff. That'd be super nice. But for now, this is about, I guess, all we really got done. We got the seat bracket made and kind of like the seat can bolt in, and we got a front bumper on it. So, hey, little steps, baby steps. Anyways, I want to thank you folks for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later.